I have a love-hate relationship with manifestation. It's not always very self-aware. We are all part of this beautiful cyclical system of the earth, the seasons of our ancestral line. And when we don't lean into all of these things, we can end up looking for exponential growth that is not sustainable and that is not healthy, and that ultimately is going to harm us and the environment and the people around us. And so I want to lean into this more cyclical way of honoring our desires, of growing a garden of our desires that honors our seasons, both within and the seasons of nature around us, and that allows for cyclical growth, that allows us to go through processes of expansion and of death and transformation, and that allows space, that allows spaciousness for things to grow, for things to change, for us to tend to this garden along with the seasons. So what does this mean in these darker months? At the moment, it is November here in the UK. Things are dying. Trees have lost most of their leaves, dropped their seeds on the ground. And ultimately, in this moment, that is what we can see our desires as. They are seeds. You might have a spark of knowing. There might be a thing that your soul is asking for. And now is the time to take that seed and to work on the soil. You want to plant that seed into the darkness and allow it to rest. Allow it to find its own gentle way of sprouting. And your job is to make sure that you are creating fertile soil for that seed to grow in. So I'm going to talk you through what this might mean in terms of some practical steps that you can take to make sure that you've got fertile soil, and to lean into the dreaming, the sleeping, the hibernating phase with this seed of desire. So how do we create this compost? How do we create this fertile environment in which our seed can bloom, can grow, and begin to send down roots? A lot of compost is disposing of the things that you don't need anymore, of recycling things, of finding ways that the things that you already have can be food for your future. So have a think about things that you have in your life that it is time to let go of. This could mean that you might want to sell some of the old clothes from your wardrobe to create fertile soil, to create more abundance with which you can invest into growing this seed of your desire, of what you really want from your life. This might mean just decluttering, just tidying. It might mean focusing on creating space in your schedule. What are you doing that is filling up your schedule with things that you don't need to be doing? Where can you make space for this new seed to flourish? And even if you're not entirely sure what this seed may be, or what it might grow into, or how much space it might need, clearing space, finding the things that you no longer need, that are no longer serving you, and looking at ways that you can remove them, allow them to find a new life, ways that you can throw them out or find a new home for them. That can be really supportive in creating a fertile space for new dreams to grow. And the other part of this is the dreaming. As we rest, as we allow ourselves to not be taking practical steps towards manifestation, we allow ourselves to just be with the preparation and the thinking, but not too concrete thinking, just the dreaming. As we allow ourselves to dream, that will help our seed to take root in the spaces that we create. That will help us to know how to create more fertile compost. That will allow us to know what we need to feed into the ground to help this particular seed to grow. And we do that through dreaming, not through making plans, not through taking actions, but by dreaming this seed into being. Your imagination is maybe the most powerful tool of manifestation. I don't think that there is a manifestation technique that doesn't use the imagination as its primary thing that creates. It is a massive tool of creation. And so as we allow ourselves to dream, that spaciousness to dream, that is the most powerful way that we can lay this ground level towards manifestation. And so in these dark months, as we move through autumn and into winter, I want to encourage you to make space, to make time for dreaming, for imagining, and for releasing and letting go of things, allowing them to find new life, new homes, taking an inventory of everything that you have, everything that is taking up space in your mind, in your life, in your home. Take an inventory and take small steps. We're not talking about a massive life overhaul. This is not the time for spring cleaning, but small, gentle steps to make space, to tend to that fertile soil, to allow, to give to death what belongs to death, to stop holding on to the things that we know are not serving us, that we know are not aligned with where we are heading. Allow those things to return to the earth and to create the fertile soil that you need for your desires to grow.